Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a blonding session on my best friend Taylor's hair. Last time I did her hair was a few months ago, and I did a permanent base to kind of cover up some wonky highlights she had in the past. So I did a permanent color on her roots and then kind of dragged it down a little bit, and then I pulled that base color through the ends for some lowlights and then also balayaged in some highlights. So you can see here is her base that we are starting with. To lighten Taylor's hair today, I am using Winn Brilliant Lightener with a mix of 10 and 20 volume and Olaplex. I'm starting low because 1, her hair is previously lightened in some spots, and 2, I'm starting right around her face on those little baby hairs, and it's going to be sitting the longest. So you can see I start by doing diagonal back sections around her face with itty bitty tiny baby lights. I like to work off the natural angle of the hairline, and I like to go at least a few foils back to kind of create that good solid money piece. You can see these sections that I'm taking are very tiny. That is the point you want, especially when this hair goes up into a ponytail. You want those highlights to look so fine and dainty that they are just like natural and grew out of the head that way. And then I move over to the other side, and again I am working off that angle of her natural hairline, and I just work my way back, and I'm doing this all around her entire face to provide a good like halo of blonde. This is especially important to do it all around the face, not just on the part line, because then when your client goes to pull their hair back, you want like an even wash of blonde around their face, not just kind of like a stripe when they wear their hair in a ponytail, which Taylor does a lot. Okay, so after I get a good solid money piece going, I then take Taylor's natural part and I go to the very top of her head and down to the ear, and I kind of take that section out. I then start working on like angles, and I pivot up around the face. I have found that this method gives you so much bang for your buck. Like you get the brightness in all the right spots with not needing a ton of foils. So you can see how I am taking those like triangle almost like sections, but I'm using the front where her part is as the pivot point. I am using my Product Club tools. You will see sometimes I go in there with my little blending brush. That tool is a lifesaver for me, especially when you're doing very natural soft highlights. You don't want any harsh lines. And then I just go to the other side. So again, I take that section from the ear forward, and I am using where she usually parts as my guide, and I am just pivoting from the front part line all the way up. So I'm just making like triangle sections. Every once in a while, you'll see I kind of pick out the previous blonde. Again, I don't want to cause unnecessary damage on hair that's already lightened. And then on the back, I am starting to balayage. I am painting. I am being cautious to lighten the dark pieces in her hair, not the previously lightened pieces. This will, if I do this over and over again, eventually get Taylor pretty bright, and she knows that this is a process and that we are going to take it slow and steady and just lighten her up session by session. You can see I'm using a mix of Product Club film and balayage mesh strips. Kind of depends on what section I'm using and how saturated it is, what will stick, but that's why I am a Product Club ambassador, and that's why I love having all of their tools at my disposal, because every hair type, every section, every occurrence you can need a different tool, and I love using a mix of foils, film, mesh strips. They have highlighting papers. They've got a lot of really cool stuff that I can use, and that will help me in any situation that I need them. So I am just working up on the back of her head, and I am doing bricklay angle sections. So I will kind of like angle down on the right side, angle down on the left side, and then almost like make a triangle in between. I feel like this gives a very organic look to the highlights when they all fall. You don't want a bunch of stripes, you know, and perfectly symmetrical sections all the way up, because you don't want when you pull that hair out for it to look stripy in any way. I do some teasing. That just assures that I have a nice soft blend when these highlights are done. You can see I am surface painting towards the top, and then I will kind of mush that lightener through my fingers towards the ends and fully saturate. But I do like using a mix of my brush and my fingers to really get the best blend and saturation. You can see when I drop these foils, you can kind of see that pivot even better there. And then I hand painted in the back. So not every hair was touched, but you can see how much blonde we added. Okay, so for Taylor's toner, I am doing a mix of 09V, 09T, 010N, and 08GG, just to counteract any natural gold that pulled when I lightened her hair, but still give us a really pretty bright blonde color. And here is the after. You can see we got Taylor much brighter. Some pieces we got super duper light, but still it has that nice lived in, grown out, super blendy, beautiful look. And here's some movement to it so you can see. Oh, I love it. She looks like a total babe. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed, I would love to have you, and I will see you on my next one. Bye.